What's up, guys? Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another video. If you're new around here, consider to subscribe, share, like, and yeah, let's get into it. So, the reason I'm making this video is due to what has happened to me, like in the past, let me call it a month or so. So, there comes me last month, because right now we're in March. That comes me last month. I buy my first ever prop farm challenge this year because I had set out goals. As you guys can see them, they're actually here. So I set out goals to achieve, like to achieve what I had to achieve. So at the beginning of the year, in January, I locked in so hard, got got the trading view replay tool, got the premium version, like it was a free trial. Then I had to work hard on it, work massively on it, so that I could back test. So I back tested, got my data. Okay, I'd made back testing, but I'd not been using the premium tool of Telegram, that replay tool. You get what I'm saying? So I then get the free trial, um, log in, and I decide to backtest. So after the end of January, because as I was setting my goals, this is something people don't even talk about. But as you're setting your goals, you should set out like the plan on the way you hit your goals. You may not figure out what may happen in the next 6 months, but at least you can figure out what may happen in the next 1 month because of the actions you're doing today, tomorrow, and even the day after, right? So I had set out my goals in that point of that scale that by January, this is what I should do, these are the results I may get. Because in January, I wasn't even trading a real account or a prop firm, I was trading demo. So I was like, by January, for testing and back testing, this is what I should expect. And guess what? It really happened. Then it comes on to February, and on February 11th, I buy my first ever prop farm challenge this year, which was a 10k and eval with funding pips. Then I head on to trade that account, and mind you, like I literally had to put a bet on myself because that account that I bought with funding pips, I was left with less money. Like the money that I was left with, it was the money to buy that account, and I was left with a few amount, which like I was just left with. But yeah, I took a bet on myself, and guess what? I passed phase one, I passed phase two, I finally got funded. Now here comes the twist. Actually, after I get funded, I decide to like unfollow my plan. What does that mean? Like there are two things that occurred to me. The first thing was I got fear of missing out, which is FOMO, and then I overtraded. If you combine FOMO with overtrading, and it will mess you up basically. So yeah, it messed me up. My whole routine, my whole life, the frustration, the exhaustion that I felt. I was fatigued, I was stressed because at that point I'd put a bet on myself that I would I would trade this prop farm slowly, gradually, and that's what I did. I used to take fewer trades, I used to take better trades, right? But when I got funded, that's where the whole plot twist changed. Everything changed, and yeah, I blew it up. So after that, as I said, my life got a little bit more messed than even I had expected. I started like I didn't follow out my rules of the day. My room was a mess. My like each and everything. Trust me, each and everything. I'd even overgrown my hair. I'd like I, if I tell you the things that were happening to me, it was a lot. But then I realized that at times when you don't have a prop farm, but the only thing I could do was like I had to go back to the drawing board, and I had to seek over to our creator and ask myself how am I going to maneuver through it, because the way I was living then, if I was to continue living like that, I would guarantee you I would have even quit perhaps. But yeah, so I get left out, and I get frustrated, and I quite frankly get even so irritated on what I was doing on trading. So yeah, that was something I was like battling with ever since I blew up the account. I'm not particular of the date, but it was a Friday. Yeah, it was actually a Friday. Let me have a look. Actually the 27th. Yeah, it was actually the 27th of February. That's when I blew my account. So ever since I blew that account, things have changed. But fast forward to today, fast forward to now, I realized that at a point when you don't have anything, or when like what you thought the route to your goals was, things change. Like I thought that after I pass, I'll trade it, get a payout, and then continue. But now, guess what? I didn't. Now that means I have to get another way to continue with my journey, because despite on how I'd set out my goals, despite on how I'd set out the journey, things did go the way I planned. So what should I do? Should I quit? No, I shouldn't. So this is my realization to you guys, that when situations don't go in your way, do not quit, just stay strong. But the realization of you knowing what you have to do, because there are times when there are bad days, there are bad weeks, like leave alone even in trading, but in your environmental space there are very very bad days, bad weeks, even if worse, even a bad month can come about it. But how do you recover from that process? One, then I realized that you have to take calculated risks. That's one of the most thing. And you have to have self-belief, by the way. If you don't have self-belief, then unfortunately you won't be able to like perceive through the difficulty of this trading space. Then also another realization that I realized was that yes, in this journey you have to go through it, and it's a journey that will make you. Because imagine, just imagine, I had got the payout, then I buy another perform challenge, right? Then I take the other bit of it, of that money, I use it on other things, like to actually better up my health, right? You get what I'm saying? That is also there, but I didn't. So sometimes you have to come into this meta perception and realize that, what if it had worked out? What if? What if? You get? So yeah, that is it. It's this video is actually, it will be so hard for someone like to get what I'm saying, because they're not in this exact situation. But if you're in this exact situation, you believe and you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that is it, and hopefully see you in the next one.